My name is Alex. This year at the PSC was the best school year ever. There are things happening left and right all the time. This year we learned to be curious, respectful, questioning, observant, full of wonder, patient, prepared, and a problem solver. All of that put together is a naturalist. We did lots of stuff to help us become naturalists, so now let me tell you some of them. Before I tell you the adventures we had, I think I need to tell you more about naturalists. My favorite naturalist is Bird Baylor. She taught me to get detailed in the things you do. I learned that from when she said, "You can't just say blue." She lives in nature with no electricity. My favorite naturalist trait is full of wonder because there's so much things to wonder about in nature. A naturalist means a lot of things, but I think a naturalist is just being outdoors and looking at a leaf. Just be observant. All you need to be a naturalist is a backyard. What helps me be a naturalist are mainly the things we do out here. One example are Seton watches. They are mainly all the naturalist traits put together when you do a Seton watch. You are curious about what is around you and full of wonder and all the rest. That is mostly all I have to tell you about being a naturalist. But remember, all you need is a backyard. My connection to nature has really improved this year. Just being out here has improved it, but some things have really improved my connection to nature. One thing that really improved my connection to nature was duck banding. It helped me because it helped me observe better. It also helped with a lot of other things, but mainly observing. It helped me to observe better because there was so much to observe about, like the colors of it, how big, and a lot of other stuff. Another thing that helped me was a tree. The tree's name is LC. It stands for Lone Cottonwood. It helped me be full of wonder and curious. Of course, just like duck banding, it helped me in other things too. A couple of questions I had were, how old is the tree? Why is the grass taller than the grass by Mallard Marsh? And how many pieces of bark are on the tree? I had a lot of others too, but I cannot fit them all in here. One more thing I found out was when I was crawling, the grass is taller than me. Another thing that connected me to nature was mist netting. Mist netting is when you put up a net and songbirds fly into the net and then you tag them. It connected me to nature by wondering about the birds that flew into it, and when we released them, where do they go? It was very cool when he showed us the bird right up in our faces. So let's just say a lot of things have connected me to nature. This year has been amazing, and it went by so fast. I do not want it to end, but like all good things, it has to. It's really disappointing, but at least I have a ton of great memories to remember it by. Now I'll name some of them, like duck banding, archery, Day Lagoon, mist netting, and LC. This year was super, super, super fun. I really hope I can come back next year.
Hi, my name is Leah, and this is my speech about the prairie. Peaceful, quiet, but still full of life and movement. That's prairie. I've had 2 classrooms all year long. In one, I learned regular school things. The other, I roamed it. I smelled it, felt it, heard it. I saw it, and every now and then I tasted it. Whether it's with an adult, helper, or by myself, I always see something new. That's my never-ending classroom. The classroom that changes almost every second. Being a naturalist has really changed me. I see that being a naturalist is more than being with nature. It's about respecting it and putting it ahead of you. Taking care of it, helping it, but being patient with it, and loving it in the right way. If you go to the prairie and stomp on things and disrespect it, and just go and look for birds, you will find nothing. And then you will leave because you were being loud and didn't see anything. It's not being a naturalist. I love to look and be observant of patterns and colors on plants and animals. I think doing sketches and color maps has really helped with that. One of my favorite naturalists is Rachel Carson. She's the one who figured out why bald eagles were going extinct. It was from pesticides on bugs. One of my favorite quotes from her is, "What if I had never seen this before? What if I knew I would never see this again?" The first time at the prairie, I thought I had fun things. But then I went and did a line design and thought this is much better than I thought. But then I went to Tinta Hill. It's one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen. Breathtaking, truly amazing. I hadn't seen anything that beautiful in a while. Just when the fun was ending, I was brought to LC in October. LC stands for Lone Cottonwood, which is a very large tree. It was another beautiful sight and truly amazing. That was when I realized how truly I was connected to nature. So beautiful, calm, but energetic. Hard to understand if you don't try to do what I do with all these amazing things. The prairie is a beautiful place, breathtaking from my point of view, always different every day, sometimes giving you mysteries or showing itself right away. The prairie is a great place to be, so join me and respect nature, care for it, study it, hope it but never take from it. The beautiful, never-ending nature, always there for you. I love the prairie and its adventures. The perfect place to be in the Prairie.
Hi, my name is Gabby. This year has been one of the best years of my life. When I come out to the prairie, it feels like I am a part of nature, and now I am. Coming out here made me curious, respectful, inquisitive, observant, full of wonder, and patient for nature. When I came out here, I barely knew anything about nature, and that was okay because nobody else did either. But now I am someone who knows a lot about nature. It has definitely changed me. I will never forget this year, and never forget the saying, wildlife comes first. Being a naturalist means that you don't just pass nature without looking at it. You stop and explore it for a few minutes or longer. My favorite trait of being a naturalist is inquisitive because I like to ask questions. Something that helped me this year are scene watches and the Native Prairie Expedition because it helps me get a connection to nature and its beauty. My favorite naturalist this year is Bird Baylor. She has a quote that is very encouraging to me. It is, "You can't just say blue." And I agree with her because if you look up at the sky, it isn't just blue. I think that she is a good naturalist because she lives with no electricity and nothing around her. I think Bird Baylor will always be my favorite naturalist. Like I said, one of our favorite field activities that has changed me is our Native Prairie Expedition. It was a really long walk, but when we got there, I was totally wowed. It was so beautiful. The reason it changed me was because it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Another experience that changed me was duck banding. I mean, how often do you get to hold or touch a duck? It was absolutely amazing, and I might not get to do it again. I will never forget these memories, and they will always be something I look back to and say, wow, I did that. I will never forget this year and the awesome teacher I have. I will always remember the prairie because now I have journals to look back to. Now I am a different person in a good way. Now I love nature. This has been a unique and special year because I may never get to see this again, and I'm glad to have a chance to see what other kids are missing. Thank you, Mrs. Davis, for giving me this chance, and I will never forget it. I will always remember wildlife comes first.
Photobomb. My goodness.
Hi, my name is Avery. This year was like no ordinary year. At first, I thought it was just going to be journaling. But this expedition took a different turn. No matter what, it was never boring. And when it was never boring, there was always something new to do. Want to find out what I did this year? Well, then follow me on my expedition in nature. Being a naturalist means a lot to me. I had to be curious so I could wonder. I had to be respectful so nature could live on. I had to be inquisitive so I could learn more. I had to be observant so I could get to the main idea quicker. I had to be full of wonder so I could be curious. I had to be patient so I could get that golden moment. I had to be prepared so I could get the greater picture. And I had to be a problem solver so I could find out more in a wink. My favorite trait is inquisitive. When I got here, I knew this was the perfect place to show how wondering I was. Scene watches, invertebrate studies, bird watching all helped me with that trait. One of the naturalists that led me to being a better naturalist was Ernest Thompson Seton. He was the one who started the Seton watches. I think my connection to nature was sketching the land and plants. My first sketch was on 9-9-13. We were sketching Big Blue Stem on the hill. I felt like there was always at least something to sketch. After that, we did spiderwebs, Indian grass, switchgrass, and other things. But there was always something that always changed. All the sketches improved how I looked at nature and the way I sketched the object. One of my favorite times to sketch was the invertebrate studies. They made my sketches more detailed. Miss Davis would always say, make sure your sketches are full of detail or sketch how you like. This one is usually Easton. When the year ends, I hope I take my ability to identify birds quickly. A moment I will always remember is how I got in touch with nature. This school meant more than every other school year I've had, and if you count Mr. Goose's class, I wouldn't count Mr. Goose as one of those other school years. Hey, it's the same year they both happened. But anyway, I bet my last dollar I'll remember this year.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah Patelski, and I am a naturalist, and I love expeditions. My favorite one is the Tungsten Lake at the far end of the prairie. When I first got here, I thought a duck was a duck. I didn't think there were different ducks like mallards, wood ducks, common and hooded mergansers, and blue-winged teal. I also know different birds as well. It's fun being a Prairie Science kid, especially in winter. Sure, it's cold and all, but we just ignore it. Did you know that about 1 septillion snow crystals fall in a season, and that about 1 million water droplets make up a snow crystal? It's true. If you join the Prairie Science class, snow shelters you can make, and cross-country ski you can do. Also in winter, you get to discover lots, and it's super fun. Plus, the prairie is awesome for all those reasons. I discovered a thing called gesture sketching. It's like when you see an animal, but it's easy when it runs away. You can just sketch it like a stick figure. Then you add the details. It's as simple as that. This year is fun and full of discoveries and surprises. And I just hope that I can go to the Prairie Wetlands Learning Center every day and discover more each day. Done.
If only the birds would stay still, or the sky stay sunny all year long, or the grasses not change. Or maybe you could put nature on pause till you get back. My year at the Prairie has taught me even if you can't have those if onlys, you should take advantage of what you do have. My name is Anna, and this is how I've learned to take advantage of nature. I've learned many things, like how to gesture sketch, so the birds don't have to stand still. It was hard at first, but now I can gesture sketch anything. I've learned to be prepared, so it doesn't matter, rain or shine, we go outside. I've learned that the grass is changing, helps nature grow and develop, causing new studies, new experiences, and even more fun. I've learned even if you can't put nature on pause, it will always be there, but that doesn't mean you should never go outside. Go outside. Take advantage of the beauty nature provides. If Prairie has taught me anything, it's you can be yourself in nature. And I hope I can teach others what Prairie has taught me. This has been one of the best years of my life, even with the cold. I know I will have new adventures, new experiences, and new discoveries in years to come. But nothing will make me forget this year. Nothing.
When I first walked in that door, I was very nervous. I wasn't that much prepared, respectful, or a problem solver, but now I've changed a lot. I thought I knew a lot about nature, but I learned even more. I know a lot about nature now, like when we duck banded a male wood duck. My favorite part was releasing. We went cross-country skiing. It was really fun. Every month we do a scene watch. My favorite parts are, it's always quiet, discovering lots of stuff, and sketching. My favorite species are always and will be birds. The prairie has so many discoveries, and we actually saw a fox running around the prairie. I love it when it's winter on the prairie because we get to see tracks. My name is Destiny, and I joined the prairie because I want to learn more about wildlife.
Hi, my name is Quinoa. I was nervous on the first day, but not now. We have walked a lot this year. I know I've got better at walking. I thought walking to Adams Pond was long and far away, but not now. This is my year at the Prairie. We went on a lot of walks this year. Our biggest walk was just to Tungseth Lake. It was very fun going there. We've gone on short walks and long walks. Our smallest walk was just to Center Pond, and one of our biggest to Elsie. It is always fun when we go there. We see a lot. I saw owl pellets and tiny bones. My favorite thing we did here was duck banding and the duck stand. I didn't win, but still very fun. I've got better at drawing birds. We saw a lot of birds this year. Our most common bird was probably the chickadee. This year has been great. It is awesome out here. It was always fun. And you can't forget the best teachers in the world, Miss Burgum and Mr. Mack. I love this year.
Hi, my name is Easton. I was nervous coming to the PSC. I thought it would be cold and you would never see anything. But this year was something I will never forget. I will never look at nature the same way again. I had never looked at a bird closely before. So going to the prairie has inspired me to sit by my own wetland and watch blue-winged teals and great egrets walk around their nest. My favorite thing I did out here was a bioblitz. A bioblitz is where you can try to find as many animals as you can as fast as you can. My favorite duck is a drake wood duck. I have never seen a duck more beautiful. Before I came to the prairie, I didn't even know what a wood duck was. Only duck I knew about was a mallard. Speaking of ducks, in September we banded ducks. I was the holder. Never in my life would I think I would be holding a female mallard. It was a lot stronger than I thought it would be.
I hope I can get in next year because I want to keep learning. During the summer, I'll still be out here watching the geese and the pine-billed grebes call and dive. I'll never forget my first year out here.